What's up, Foxes? I'm excited today. We're going to talk about the lore behind Tirannwn and the Elves, which I find very fascinating. I want to thank you all for tuning into the last video of this series. It's been so much fun to learn about Gilnor and put these videos together. Thanks, Foxes. If you become a channel member, you get access to some cool perks, a couple of which are marker tile and member shoutouts. Here's your labeled title and my POH, Victor Roman. Thanks for being my first channel member and a wicked awesome Fox. The Siege of Perfidinis. This was also known as the Baxtorian campaign, occurring during the late 4th Age. This was fought between the Iorwerth clan and the other 7 clans led by Baxtorian Cadarn. After the breakout, where elves scattered amongst the Tirannwn mountains, which is known today as Tirannwn, the Elven King and his followers settled at Baxtorian Falls. This left Perfidinis unprotected, and so the Iorwerth clan captured it. Iorwerth denied those not of their bloodline to the Tower of Voices or the Arundar Pass, which ended up making them have no contact with the Eastern Elven Kingdom, leading to the Great Divide. The 6 elders of the other clans still in the city were captured and imprisoned. Only one of the 5 scouts that were sent through the underground pass to investigate survived to tell King Baxtorian of the Iorwerth's treachery. Many forces raced back to Isfadar, including Baxtorians, in an attempt to liberate the city, which resulted in a 5-year campaign for control. Iorwerth had summoned the Dark Lord though, which strengthened him and made it so easy to defeat Baxtorian. Baxtorian couldn't breach the well-fortified walls, and during this time, his own kingdom was falling apart, with his wife Glariel having been captured. He couldn't continue fighting like this, so he ended the campaign in 1935. Not wanting to give up just yet, Baxtorian commanded a daring rescue mission to save the captured elders still in the city. It was a success, and all 6 were freed from the city safely. They thusly sang a song as a part of a ritual that would revert the city back into a crystal, in an attempt to safeguard the city, making the Iorwerth set up camp outside it. As Baxtorian sealed himself away in Baxtorian Falls, devastated by the current turn of events, the 6 elders went into hiding. The new leader of Clan Cadarn was Tirannwn. During the remainder of the 4th and all of the 5th Age, Perfidinis was closed, Iorwerth not allowing anyone past the main crystal gates, as it was reverted to its crystal seed from where it had stood was just an open green field. The other elves, with nowhere to go, hid in Isfadar. Tirannwn and Lady Ithel, together, founded the rebel elf village of Laeta, in the eastern part of the forest. Unfortunately, Lady Ithel died shortly after, leaving Tirannwn as the sole guardian and leader of the rebel elves. Then, the Isfadar conflicts began, as Iorwerth remained in war during this time. It wouldn't be until the end of the 5th Age that an adventurer would get mixed up in the conflict, participating in the events that would eventually lead to Lord Iorwerth's demise, Perfidinis being restored to its former glory, and it's being open to not just elves, but every race. The Elven Civil War. The Elven Civil War is a conflict between the 7 elven clans of Tirannwn. It began in 1930 of the 4th Age when Lord Iorwerth betrayed the rest of the elven clans. Beyond the Eredar Mountains, now known as Kandrin, Asgarnia, and Mistlin, abandoned the elven deity Seren and instead worshipped the elusive Dark Lord. The Siege of Perfidinis began the war, and because most of the clans were beyond the Eredar Mountains, it was fairly easy for the Iorwerth clan to take control of the Crystal City. Because of this, many elves have gone into exile in Isfadar, creating multiple conflicts and tearing Tirannwn apart. The Isfadar conflicts was caused by the Iorwerth clan decision to hunt down the elves who had opposed them after the other elven clans' defeat in Perfidinis. Driving them to near extinction, they decided to settle in Laeta, which served as a lodge for elves seeking refuge from Iorwerth's men. The 7 other clan leaders went into hiding across Isfadar as a result of this. At this time, beloved King Tyrus of Kandrin aligned himself with the rebel elves, hoping to defeat Lord Iorwerth. Unfortunately, Iorwerth was able to murder him and trap his army in the south of Isfadar. Lord Iorwerth made a deal with King Lathis to get rid of his brother and claim it to the Kandrin throne if he gave Lord Iorwerth West Ardoin and helped in his ruse of a false plague. His men would then dress up as mourners and take people from their homes under the guise of helping them, only to really enslave them in the underground pass and force them to dig. Soon, Perfidinis reverted to a crystal seed, leaving the war in a stalemate. The Iorwerth set up a camp that saw food shortages and floods. The clan wanted to see Perfidinis restored to its former glory under their rule, so they decided to summon the Dark Lord. To accomplish this, the Iorwerth clan and the mayor of Perfidinis planned to wipe out the entire population of West Ardoin. This information, however, ended up in rebel hands, which led to the West Ardoin Revolution and the Iorwerth clan's downfall. King Lathis was also removed from power, and his cousin Thoros took the throne. Then the elven clans came together with the help of the Tyrus army to take Perfidinis back. To bring Perfidinus back to its former glory, they tried to restore the Seal of Seren in the Grand Library underneath Perfidinus, only to be met with the Dark Lord, who had killed Lord Iorwerth and manifested himself as a dark version of Seren obsessed with death. Ultimately, the Dark Lord was stopped, leading to the end of the Elven Civil War and the regrowth of Perfidinus. Man, what amazing lore! I love learning about this stuff. Thanks for tuning in, Foxes, and until next time.